too much fun! Alright. Let's see what we can find. More Joker agony. I love reading out the dialogue, so we'll read out the dialogue. We might do a particularly brutal scene. No, Joker doesn't kill this person, but it's pretty brutal. I wonder, I might do that scene. Don't have many ideas of what else to do for my live stream, so this is what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Hello Thunderrider VA, how are your friendly Otaku? After the average kid? Your dog died? Why have you got a laughing emoji? Carlos, someone got terminated. Who's that? Alright, let's find the part I'm looking for. Let's see. What can we find? Oh. Embrace the dark side. I was supposed to mean... Oh, okay. I get it. How's life been? Oh, life's been good, Thunderrider VA. Nothing stressful going on at all in my life. Okay, let's see. Here we go. This has some dialogue. Andrea Louise Gomes Nisosa, hello there. Here we go. Okay. We'll see you after your exam, the guard smiled. The Joker eyed him for only a moment. Oh, okay. The Joker eyed him for only a moment, before he suddenly latched to the man's head, digging his fingers painfully into the scalp, gripping the hair as tight as he could, before bringing his knee up into Jamison's stomach, effectively dropping the larger man, ripping hair out by the root in the process. The guard screamed in pain, and the imp wasted no time in kneeing his face, dropping him to his back. You have? Ooh. Dropping him to his back before jumping on him. The Joker had his large hands wrapped around Jamison's face, pressing his thumbs down into the man's eyes, his teeth bared and focused in disgust. It was obvious what the maniac intended. The guard screamed a high-pitched scream, "Ah!" And only seconds later the Joker found himself being pulled off and thrown forcibly to the ground, bludgeoned by the thick plastic sticks the man carried. Jamison struggled to his knees, his hands coming up to his face. "Oh God, I can't see! I can't see!" he screamed. Robertson's turn then. "Oh Jesus," he gasped, bringing his hand to his mouth. "I can't see! Somebody please help me! I can't see!" Jamison continued to cry. The third guard looked then and was simply stunned into silence. There was blood running down the head guard's face, running from where there used to be eyes. And suddenly the man's screaming became mixed with laughter filling the air as the Joker turned on to his back in hysterics. Robert shakily reached for his radio. Code red, East Wing, showers, we have an emergency. The Joker's laughter grew with volume, even as he struggled to his knees. Only minutes later, and the room had filled with guards and nurses and soon doctors, each with horrified expressions. The next is Fisher's died. The Joker was quickly restrained with handcuffs and pushed at gunpoint from the room. As he was walked past another blubbering guard being attended to by various medical personnel, he looked down and spoke to him. Okay, here we go. Now for the Joker's part. Well, I don't know about them, Jimmy boy, but you certainly won't be seeing anyone after the exam, or ever again for that matter. And he laughed again, and he laughed, even as he was shot from behind and dropped to his knees. Tie him down! Tie him down! Warner Sharp yelled over the commotion. Several guards and nurses struggled as they attempted to strap the Joker down to the gurney. It was taking each of them every ounce of strength they had just to hold him still as he pushed them forward against them. His legs, you fools! Hold down his legs! Sharp was losing his composure. Ah! A nurse turned, holding her face and screaming from the pain of having been thumbed in the eye. Okay. BTW bedtime story time. Well, I just like reading the stories, fan fictions. Yeah. All of a sudden, oh, I think I might read another part. Okay. Do you underestimate the power of the funny side? Thunder Rider V8. Thank you, Starwalker Inc. Nico. What story is this? This is called Joker Agony by WBSS21. A fanfiction writer. Let's see. A lot of terrible things happen to the Joker in the story. Thanks. Just looking for a part I could do. Okay, I've decided. Okay. He wasn't going back to Arkham, and he wasn't going to let Sharpie and his one remaining lackey off that easy. If Deary here had his way, all that would become of the worthless waste of space would be a slap on the wrist, a loss of their jobs. Certainly they wouldn't be doing time. It's called Have You Seen Mr. J's Crowns? Stab Darth Vader in the stomach. Oh man. I'll have to check that out. Alright, where was I? A loss of their jobs. Certainly they wouldn't be doing time. The Joker knew no jury would convict either for slighting him. Though escaping the bat would prove far greater a challenge than for most simpletons, he knew that, especially in his present condition. Still, he had to try. Oh, are you serious? Hold on, guys, gotta feed the animals.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm back. Oh, I only had to feed the cat. Joker vanished. I'm back. Okay. Alright. Oh, where was I? Oh, yeah. Okay. The Joker acted quickly, reaching his free hand onto his shackle run, and the vigilante's eyes shot wide as he heard the loud crack and watched the madman slip from the manacle. The lunatic had snapped his own thumb back, breaking it so he could slip his hand through the loop. He hadn't even flinched. "Damn it, Joker!" Batman cursed, seeing his enemy practically leap from the bed and began to move across the cave. "You maniac!" He watched as the pants he supplied fell to the madman's knees. "Whoops!" the Joker giggled madly, before kicking the slacks quickly from his ankles and continuing. Batman pursued quickly, making fast ground. It was immediately obvious that the Joker's condition was rendering him extremely weak. Batman wondered as he approached how the madman had even the strength to stand. And just when he was upon him, reaching out to take a hold of his enemy, the Joker stopped and ducked, causing the vigilante to tumble clumsily over his back. Swiftly, Batman rolled to his knees and turned, seeing the Joker scurrying off in the other direction. "Tricky son of a bitch," he swore under his breath, getting fast to his feet. And again he charged after the Joker, more careful this time. The vigilante silently scolded himself for not expecting that, and so when the Joker again stopped, so too did Batman, and he watched, expecting the madman to again duck down or turn and face him. But he didn't. Instead, he stood there for a moment, totally still, and the Dark Knight stood equally silent, watching for any sign the arch-nemesis might try something. His eyes instead shot wide open in shock when the Joker swayed slightly and then abruptly fell to his knees. The maniac had been overcome with a wave of nausea and dizziness all at once, and suddenly he couldn't feel the ground beneath his feet and he lost his balance. Batman approached slowly as he watched the madman trouble violently and then gag, and in the next instant, vomit instantly. I don't want to do the sound of someone vomiting, by the way. The vigilante could feel his mouth turn downwards into a frown. He'd never seen that happen before, not with the Joker. He moved closer. "Joker," he said. He began quietly as the maniac's body quaked. He reached for his enemy, placing a hand gently upon his shoulder, but he was taken aback when the Joker turned violently, a murderous rage in his eyes. "Stay back, Batman!" he hissed before again abruptly heaving. "But Joker, you need to rest," Batman protested, cautiously reaching a hand forward. "Okay, Joker, you need to rest," Batman protested, cautiously reaching a hand forward. "I've had all the rest I can take," the Joker spit. "I don't sleep! Do you understand me? I don't sleep!" The vigilante stared at him in amazement. "Joker, you're making no sense," he began calmly, only to be cut off by a sharp streak of laughter. "Oh, no, I'm making perfect sense, darling, perfect sense." He continued to chuckle, wiping the bile away from his mouth with the back of his forearm, leaning weakly forward onto his other palm. Batman kept focused on him. "Couldn't," the Joker began, then stopped. "Couldn't you just let me be?" The detective now felt utter confusion. He'd absolutely never seen the man in such a state, even as though he were desperate. Almost as though he were desperate. "Joker, listen to me," he tried again, but the madman simply shook his head and again tried to rise. Batman moved for him, but the Joker had scarcely made it off his knees before he again fell forward, gagging sharply. The thin man slurred his laughter, again wiping at his own mouth. "I think your soup made me sick, Batsy." The detective watched for only a moment as the Joker crawled forward, before he reached out and took a hold of him, pulling him backward. Again, he was shocked by how easily he accomplished this. The Joker's thin build was dangerously deceptive. The countless times they'd fought, the vigilante had been made more sure. Hold on, this is a bit complicated. The vigilante had been made more than aware of just how incredibly strong the madman was. He had never been easy to take out, never easy to hold down or incapacitate. His threshold for punishment was unlike any Batman had ever seen. Yep. He could just take and take and take. Sometimes the Crusader found himself having to hammer the lunatic directly in the face a dozen or more times before he would finally succumb to the beating and go unconscious. But now he pulled the psychopath to him without so much as a hint of resistance. "Let me go, Batman!" The Joker tried to pull away, but the detective held him fast. "No," he said simply, falling to his own knees and pulling the thin man close. He didn't want to do this, but as usual, the lunatic was leaving him little choice. He pressed his forearm to the Joker's chest, reaching his free arm around to his belt and taking from it a cloth and a small vial of chloroform. Struggling to keep the madman from struggling as he applied the liquid to the rag, the Joker pushed harder against Batman's grip. "Don't you dare!" he spit, realizing all too quickly what the vigilante had planned. But Batman simply ignored him, pressing the cloth quickly against the Joker's nose and mouth, holding it there firmly. He was surprised by how violently the madman suddenly struggled, pulling with greater strength at the detective's forearm, trying to pry the hand from his face. But he was failing as the chemical took effect, and soon Batman felt the maniac go limp in his arms. He looked down at him then, seeing as how he slightly slumped forward, his head falling to the side. "Damn it, Joker," he mumbled to himself. "Why do you always have to make things so hard?" Alright, now that Joker's gone unconscious, let's skip ahead to another part with Joker. I mean, it's no fun without Joker. Oh, this one should be interesting. Okay. Here we go. There's a bit of dialogue after these bits. So here we go. The Joker had been listening for any sign he could, and when he heard the door unlock, he breathed in deeply, his grip tightening around the grate. He hoped Batman wouldn't notice the now gaping hole in the ceiling. He'd been careful to clean up away all the debris and screws from the floor. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes when they do things, so if it doesn't sound exactly the same as it's written, I don't think it really matters. Okay, so here we go. He waited, stilling himself as much as possible as he heard footsteps approach behind him. He was going to have to time this exactly right and hit hard if he'd hoped for it to work. Batman advanced slowly, keeping his eyes on the thin man. Reaching closer, he looked carefully for signs of breathing. Seeing none, he quickly became concerned, reaching out. "Joker," he said quietly, placing a hand on his shoulder. In the next instant, the madman suddenly shifted violently, rising up with unexpected quickness, the metal grate in his hands. Batman was taken aback, clearly unprepared for such an attack, and a moment later, he felt a hard object crack against his temple, knocking him to the floor. The Joker wasted no time in leaping from the cot, dropping the grate and making quickly for the cell door, again kicking the pants from his ankles as he pulled it open and ran it into the cave. Oh, Joker's on the loose! The vigilante rolled to his knees and stood quickly. The cowl had absorbed the majority of the impact. It had been more surprise and lack of preparation which had caused him to go down. He huffed angrily, dashing across the room after the lunatic, noting the grate along the way, inwardly cursing himself again for not expecting it. How on hell had the madman gotten that thing from the ceiling? He didn't have time to worry about that now, though. He had to get to the Joker before he got his hands on some real weapon. You guys still in the chat? Okay, here we go. Moving out into the cave, the sociopath was nowhere in sight. Batman's brow furrowed. This wasn't good. Yeah, Battle Druid, it's a fan fiction. Batman's brow furrowed. This wasn't good. "Joker!" he growled loudly. There was no response. "Don't do this! You won't get out of here!" He was met with only more silence as he moved cautiously forward, scanning every inch within his view. The Joker had moved quickly to find a hiding spot, but not knowing the area and realizing Batman was fast on his trail, he'd had little opportunity, simply going to wherever cover he first came upon. Behind a large chest of tools and crouching low, he could only hear the vigilante moving across the floor. He couldn't see him, and he shook his head at the position he found himself in. He had nothing to use against his captor, and he had no clue as how to exit the place. He could feel his blood boiling with anger. Batman strained his ears for any sound he could. Knowing the Joker couldn't be far, he knew he had every advantage. This was his ground. The Joker was out of his element here and weakened. Still, he was dangerous no matter what, especially when cornered. Well, like a wild animal. The detective knew the madman capable of anything and would resort to whatever means necessary in order to assure his escape. The Joker knew he had only one option at this point. Batman would pass by him, and when he did, he would push against the tool chest he hid behind, hopefully into the Vigilante. Maybe from there he'd have the chance to grab a weapon from the spilled contents, and then it would all come down to a physical fight. The chances weren't good, he knew, but he had no other choice at this point. As it happened, Batman did pass by the chest, and the Joker didn't hesitate, growling viciously as he pushed against the metal box, ramming it hard against the Vigilante, knocking both to the ground. Batman accessed immediately what had happened as he saw the Joker reach down and take up a large wrench. Damn it! He spit, pushing the chest off as quickly as possible, rolling away just in time to miss the wrench, striking him against the shoulder. The madman wasn't playing. Not this time. He wanted to get away. The detective rolled to his feet fast and stood, facing the lunatic down. The Joker's eyes raged with insanity, with his teeth bared in anger as he gripped the wrench tight in his hand. Joker, listen to me! Batman tried to reason, though he knew it was a useless endeavor. You should have let me be, Batman! He spat back. Why? The detective responded. So could kill Warren Sharp? Yes! The Joker screamed. Batman stood staring at him in disbelief. There was actually no... I need to sound more desperate when Joker says that part. So here we go. Why? The detective responded. So you could kill Warren Sharp? Yes! The Joker screamed. Batman stood staring at him in disbelief. There was actually desperation in the maniac's voice. It was a sound wholly alien sounding. One Batman had never before heard from the Joker. It was frightening. Joker, listen to me, he again tried, but the madman just shook his head. No, he hissed. Damn you, Batman, let me go! You know I can't do that, Joker. The detective responded calmly. Ha! The Joker growled in frustration, shaking his head violently, and in the next instant he lunged at Batman with as much passion as the Vigilante had ever seen. The detective fell back into the side, avoiding the blow of the wrench by mere inches. The Joker turned quickly, his eyes mad. He was consumed suddenly by faintness, but ignored it again, leaping forward, weapon pulled back with intent. Batman once more sidestepped, turning before the Joker could regain his balance, reaching out and taking a hold of the madman and pulling him forcibly back, spinning him round and throwing him across the ground. The Joker scrambled to get up, still holding the wrench, his own light-headedness nearly putting him back down, and Batman was quickly upon him, grabbing tight to his shirt before laying into him with the right cross. He had hoped it would be enough to put the lunatic out, but it wasn't, as the madman continued to struggle at the Vigilante's hold, literally attempting to bite at his hands. Stop it! Oh wait, hang on. Oh man, maybe I need a drink of water. Stop it! Batman spit, slapping the Joker across the face. The sociopath wasn't listening, bringing the wrench up to hit Batman along his forearm, but the detective quickly took a hold of the maniac's wrist, pressing the right point until he dropped the weapon. The Joker grabbed hold of the Vigilante's own wrist, then staring into the masked man's eyes with deadly determination. Go! Go! He spat through clenched teeth. No! Batman answered back, suddenly rearing a fist back and smashing it against the madman's face. Still, the Joker wouldn't go out, glaring back at him with as much intensity as before. So the Vigilante again hit him, but still the maniac lunatic kept his gaze on him, his frustration growing. Batman hit the Joker again and again, harder each time, but the Joker's eyes never deviated from his own. He wouldn't go unconscious. Okay, stop staring at me! Batman finally roared, once more rearing his fist back and smashing it hard against the Joker's jaw, and suddenly the lunatic began to laugh, a quiet chuckle at first, which soon grew to near uproarious laughter. Here we go. The detective's teeth ground together in anger. You think this is funny? He hissed into the madman's face. At that point, the Joker had all but gone limp in the Vigilante's hands, consumed by his own hysterics. You face! He giggled maniacally. If you could see your face! Batman's expression turned pointedly into a frown. Then he could feel his own grip loosen as he stared back at his enemy, and as abruptly Shortly as his laughter had begun, it cut off, and the Joker again resumed to fix his gaze on the detective. "You enjoy it," he said, licking the blood from his lips. His tone suddenly as serious as his face. "You restrain yourself, and you think somehow that makes you better than me? But you feel the thrill, don't you? You take as much delight in it as I do, but you deny yourself its full experience because of some deeply ingrained code of morality telling you it's wrong!" He laughed sharply then. "It isn't wrong! You're wrong! You complete fool!" He continued into his hysterics. "Your entire life, everything you allow to guide you, it's all a lie! All of it! Don't you understand? The basis on the basis on which you build your existence, it's all a joke, a falsity, and you're miserable because deep down you know it's true. You deny your very nature and you're bitter for it." The madman laughed harder still. Batman fumed. He could feel his blood boil and rage. "Shut up!" he raged suddenly, slamming the Joker down against the floor. The blow knocked the wind from the lunatic, and in the next instant the vigilante came down hard on him, smashing an elbow against his temple, this time knocking him out cold. Alright, did you guys enjoy that part? Because I'm actually going to continue. I'm going to do more. Did you like it? Okay. Okay, then I'll... Alright, now I'll do this part. What if I should get some water? Hang on, guys. I'm just gonna get a bottle of water from the bag. Oh man, I really did it. Yeah, love listening to stories. Oh, thank you. Then I'm gonna continue since you like it. It's fun doing the Joker. The Joker's always fun to do, and doing Batman, well, too, is fun too, in a different kind of way. Oh, the water's still half frozen. Alright, here we go. Well, they'd have to do for now. Looking about, noting that that the ventilation system remained uncovered, he was about to move to examine the door, to pinpoint its weak spots, when he heard it unlatch from its lock, watching as it pulled open. Batman's large frame filled the entryway, and he stood still as a statue, eyeing the Joker stoically. The madman's eyes travelled to the vigilante's hands, noting he held a platter of food. He smiled. "Come to feed me again, Batsy?" The detective didn't bother to answer, moving into the cell and shutting the door behind him, never taking his eyes from his enemy. The Joker watched as he placed the tray onto the floor and then stood saying nothing. "How sweet you are, darling." The Joker kept grinning. "You know, you remind me of those schoolyard bullies. You know, the ones who endlessly harass poor young girls because secretly they harbour a crush." He paused for effect, his smile widening. "I'm your girl, aren't I, dear?" Batman could feel his muscles tense, his hands gripping into fists. "Don't indulge him, Bruce. Don't even acknowledge it," he told himself, breathing in calmly to calm his nerves. The Joker kept his eyes fixed on the detective, cracking his head to the side. "The silent treatment, eh?" He laughed. "I understand. Don't want me getting into that pretty little head of yours, ratting around all the many pieces you try so desperately to keep hidden." He paused and took a step forward. "Stay where you are, Joker," Batman said, warning in his voice. "Oh, but sweetheart, when has that ever worked?" The Batman... What? The madman ignored him, continuing. "When has ignoring me ever stopped me from getting to you?" He advanced forward. Batman stiffened more. "Joker, stay!" He spit, anger boiling up inside him. The lunatic stopped momentarily. "Oh, is that how you now regard me?" he chuckled. "As a dog? Oh, but we both know I'm far too cute. A puppy then, perhaps?" The vigilante said nothing, and so the Joker continued forward. "You can pretend all you like, Cupcake, that I'm not there in your thoughts." "Someone new. Hello there. Well, you seem new." Okay. "Someone new on the chat?" let's do more, okay? Okay. As though it'll keep safe those dirty little secrets. But you and I, we both know. He stopped me inches from where Batman stood, then lowered his voice to a whisper. I can make you lose control whenever I damn well please. Batman felt a shot of rage explode through him. Instantaneously, his jaw clenching tight, his eyes going wide in fury. Suddenly he lifted his hand, rearing it back to strike the madman across the face. And only did he stop when he heard the Joker's laughter ringing in his ears. And he realized exactly what had happened. Oh, I really like that style walking, Nico. Okay, he stared at the madman in disbelief, and the Joker simply continued to laugh. Oopsie. I'll have to do the Joker's laugh in this part. Okay, another drink of water. Let's do the best he can. Okay. Suddenly, he lifted his hand, rearing it back to strike the madman across the face, and only did he stop when he heard the Joker's laughter ringing in his ears, and he realized exactly what had happened. He stared at the madman in disbelief, and the Joker simply continued to laugh, never taking a step back. When finally his hysterics began to die away, he straightened, looking the vigilante pointedly in the eye. See? He said simply, calmly. Batman bristled, relaxing his stance, his hand coming back down to hang at his side. They glared at each other for a long few seconds before the detective abruptly reached out, taking a hold of Joker's shirt and pulling him forward. You listen to me, and you listen good. Whether you realize it or not, I'm trying to help you, but if you prefer, I can drop you off at Arkham's doorstep, no questions asked. And in your current condition, he suddenly pushed the Joker away hard enough so that the madman stumbled, falling to the floor. I very much doubt you survive another session with Warden Sharp. The Joker stared up at him, still grinning. Oh, but darling, you never do such a thing, he laughed. You couldn't bear the burden of guilt letting me go back knowing what awaited. It's against your ethical standards. Batman came in on him, leaning down to look him in the face. How does that make you feel, Joker? He said quietly. You're so proud, aren't you? So confident in yourself. So how does that feel? To know a two-bit quack like Sharp, a lowly asylum director, was able to reduce you to a shivering, quaking mess of a man, barely able to stand on your own? The Joker shifted, his smile faltering for a moment, his face going blank. That's, he began, but was cut off by Batman continuing. Okay, throat's a bit sore. Oh man, I wish my Joker voice was a bit better. I've been reading a lot. Maybe I should just take a little break, but I'm still live streaming. So where did everyone else in the chat go? Yeah, drink some water. Absolutely. Damn it. I've been working so hard on Batman and Joker's voice. I forgot about that I might lose my voice. Okay. Usually to do Batman's proper voice, I have to do the Joker's first. And to do that, I have to make it gravelly. So just hold on a moment. Okay, here we go. Kept and tortured, starved. You just barely got away with your life. If Sharp was able to do it to you, Joker, it seemed to me anyone could. You're vulnerable, and that's why you're so angry, isn't it? Because this is a wake-up call. You like to think of yourself as something more than human, as beyond the reach of others, beyond their influence and impact. You like to think you're above it all, above being hurt, but you're not. You're just as susceptible was the rest of us, the great clown prince of crime at the mercy of anyone who would have with him their way. The Joker had stopped frowning, smiling completely then, his mouth now turned into a pronounced frown. He felt rage erupt inside him, consume him, and for a moment he was blinded by the emotion, lurching forward to attack his tormentor, a murderous intent fueling him on. Okay, here we go. "Shut up!" he screamed, reaching his hands for Batman's throat, but the vigilante took hold of his wrists, easily overpowering him as he was wrestled to the floor on his back, the detective straddling him, hovering over, controlling his movement. By the way, I drew a picture of Batman actually doing that. I'll show you guys on DeviantArt after. With Batman pinning him down. It was actually a really good one. The madman struggled and strained against his captor, writhing violently against the tight hold, but Batman refused to give, tightening his grasp before pinning the Joker's hands to the floor along either side of his head. "Let me go, damn you!" the Joker spit, his eyes ablaze in fury, trying in vain to free himself. "You're right, Joker. I won't bring you back. Not until Sharp and the guards who did this to you are removed. But I want you to think about how lucky you are it was me who found you and not someone else. Not one among your peers. Two-Face is walking the streets. I know he'd love to get his hands on you. Not one of the many innocent people of the city who you've made into your victims. How many people would love to end you, take you someplace hidden, and torture you for as long as they were able to keep you alive?" Oh man. Alleycat GTZ, hello there! You're just in time for story time! The Joker fought more viciously, wriggling in furious desperation to get away. "Let me go!" "Don't think for 1 minute that it wouldn't have happened either, Joker," Batman went on, ignoring the madman's futile attempts against him. "You couldn't fend off a child in your state. Anyone could do what I'm doing now. Take advantage of you, subdue you, control you." The Joker went ballistic then, pushing against the heavier man with all the strength he had, a shrill, inhuman cry scabbing his throat like some vicious animal trapped and desperate. "Ah!" Batman looked upon him in shock for a moment at the absolute savagery he saw in the man. The insanity. Before suddenly he released his wrists and stood. Okay. Okay, here we go. The Joker just laid there, his chest heaving with the exertion of his struggle. It seemed for a moment he hadn't even realized he'd been let go, and then abruptly he rolled to his knees and fell back onto his bottom, pushing away until his back hit a wall. He kept his vividly light green eyes on the detective, a look of pure, unadulterated hatred flashing within them, before suddenly he stood. "Nobody controls me," he whispered. Oh, comes up with a hiss. Hold on, pour water. Since the parts that are coming up I've already done before, actually, you know what? Actually, no, bugger it. I'll actually do it again. And this time better than I probably did when I read it last time and uploaded it. So here we go. "Nobody controls me," he hissed, he whispered, his voice coming out in a hiss. "Nobody!" And he stepped forward, intending to attack. He wanted so badly to hurt the bastard, but he never got so far as again. His world became a sickling merry-go-round of returning circles, and he stumbled forward, falling hard to his knees, bile rising up in his throat, threatening to spill from his mouth. Batman stared hard at him for a moment, saying nothing, his gaze intense. "I pity you, Joker," he finally spoke, shaking his head. "I really do." And then he turned, walking back towards the cell's exit. "There's food there." He waved to the tray, looking back. The Joker's head hung low as he tried to wheel the vomit back down his throat, his fingers curling in rage underneath his palms, digging hard enough into the flesh to draw blood. He refused to humiliate himself further in front of this man. "Eat it slowly or you'll throw up again," the vigilante continued, opening the door before stepping out. Before stepping out, he turned fully to face the madman. "Oh boy." "Okay, here we go. There's no revenge for you this time, Joker," he said. "No satisfaction. You'll have to live with what's been done." The Joker looked up at him finally, despite the room spinning before his eyes, his anger enveloping every fibre of his being. You're my prisoner now, Batman went on, and under my watch, you won't be getting out. And with that, he turned, stepping out of the room, locking the door behind him. Okay, I'm only going to read part of this and then I'm going to have a break. Don't know when I'm going to go back to doing some fan fiction, but at the moment, I'm just going to do this part up, down there, and then I'm done. Here we go. The Joker's teeth ground hard together as his eyes shut tight, and he stayed in that position on his knees for several seconds until finally he could no longer hold in his anger, and he forced himself to his feet, stumbling uneasily over to the food tray and taking it up in his hands, hurling it with all his strength against the closed door. I don't need your goddamn pity, Batman! He yelled as the food and platter smashed against the metal entry, its contents flying all over the place. All the madman could see was red as he spun around looking for something, anything he could destroy. You're the one who garners pity, you wretch! Wallowing in self-loathing! Okay, done now. Gotta take a break. Throat's a bit sore. Let's go to my DeviantArt page. This is where all my drawings are. I haven't been on DeviantArt much lately, because I've been on YouTube so much. Okay, start with the newest one. No one on the internet has done any fan art from Joker Agony, and so I'm the first one who's actually doing fan art. This is Joker as he appears at the start of the story. He's covered in water from all the rain, and he's dangerously thin and stuff from the neglect and abuse he'd suffered at Arkham. Yep, he's not in a good way, and it clearly shows in this picture. Every rib in his body is showing. Okay, now what? How do I go to the next picture? Yep. Here's another picture I did. I really love drawing spotter hyenas, and this is just a little sketch I did. All of a sudden, I feel like I've lost the ability to draw hyenas well. There was a time when I was drawing them at nearly every time I got a hold of a pencil and paper. So, what do you guys think of this sketch? Happy Hyena Girl is one of my fans on there. Okay. That's a story. Part of a story. Let's browse the gallery. Oh, there we go. There's one of the hyenas from Batman the Animated Series. Well, technically I copied off nearly everything except for the body and the tail. I copied off the head and the mane, the collar, and probably that leg there, but the rest of it I did all by myself. Major, oh yeah, hello there. Yeah, not much is up, I'm just live at the moment. Trying to make this a fun live stream. Pretty proud of that one. Now, oh man, I don't know how many of you are actually familiar with Batman the Telltale series, but this is that game's version of the Joker. Well, he's not the Joker yet, but depending on the choices you make, he will become the Joker. Either version, he's the Joker. One's bad and one's good. Okay. That's me in bloody Joker cosplay. There's me. That's me in my Joker cosplay. This is before I had the proper purple suit and everything that I did for my Joker collab with Thunder Rider VA, and I didn't have any green hairspray either. Oh, that's just a smile test. I don't have very nice looking teeth. Thank you, Alicat GTZ. And there's another one. funny thing because I don't really have green hair. But it is pretty good. Not bad. Oh man, Joker as a hyena. I love drawing hyenas. A were-hyena, which is a hyena version of a werewolf. There's my story. Not finished yet. These are 3 of my figures. These are 3 of my figures that are not together with each other. They're actually separate. That little Joker figure with the bank flag is sitting up on the shelf with my other 2, with my larger Joker figures, and the pop vinyls are with the other pop vinyls. There's Bud and Lou again from Batman the Animated Series. For some reason I like drawing these 2. There's another hyena. Judging by the collar, I'd say it's one of Harley's hyenas, just in a different style. Whatever you do, don't let him off the leash. Oh yeah, Joker caricature. That one is actually really good. I find Joker hard to draw, and I don't know why. I worry too much. Oh yeah, this is a message this is a message I made about my channel. And Happy Hyena Girl actually did see my videos, which is really nice. Keep on smiling, that's what I say. Oh my gosh. There's me Jokerized. If I'm the first female Mark Hamill Joker impressionist on YouTube, I should embrace it. Of course, I'm not the only one now. There's other people on YouTube, other girls on YouTube who do it, including my best friend Maria Gipe. Joker as a hyena with a rubber chicken. Oh, spot a hyena transformation. Damn. Oh, 2 cartoon giraffes. Pretty cute. Bud and Lou again. They do look really good. Inspired by Bud and Lou from Crypto the Super Dog. Yep, I sure was. Embrace you in the Joker. Oh, that's a cute pic. Harley Quinn and her babies. That's really cute. They don't look like vicious predators, they look like big spotted puppies. You guys like this picture? Come on, before I go to the next one, I want to see a comment about this one. Thank you. And there's Joker, Harley Quinn, and the hyenas all together in one picture, which I hardly ever do. Oh, and I also got some quotes right here, some dialogue. Let's play. What have I got behind my back, Bats? Can you see what's behind Joker's back? Can you see it? What is behind Joker's back, guys? Can you tell? I'll give you a hint. No, it's not a knife. It's not a knife. It's a kind of explosive. It's dynamite. There's Harley Quinn with her mullet. One step and you deal with all of us, B-Man. And Bud and Lou are just... Of course, typical hyenas. There's that same picture, but of Harley and the hyenas, but uncoloured. Joker hyena attacking Batman. Oh gosh, this is unpleasant. He says he wants to test his new teeth on his henchman, or Harley. It probably shows that Joker doesn't give a damn about Harley. Damn. Of course, this is only in Joker's thoughts. He can't actually speak. But Batman knows it's him. And he's got a batarang and he's gonna get it. Now what do we got here? A know why, but I think Harley must be fed up with the abuse. So what did she do? She threw pies at him and sicked Butterloo on him. And Joker's like, Harley, get your fucking hyenas off me! You had better hope they don't eat you, Mr. J. Butterloo love blueberry pie. That's just a poster for my story. I did that at school. Oh, Joker Kookaburra. Why wouldn't I? Cartoon Saint Bernard. I like drawing Saint Bernards. They're one of my favourite dogs. Isn't that cute, guys? Is that cute? Do you like the cartoon dog? There's plenty of coloured pictures on my gallery, but lots of them aren't coloured. Oh, very proud of this one. This is probably one of the best pictures that I ever did of the Joker from Batman the Animated Series. Joker playing a harmonica. I only drew this because I got a harmonica myself. Joker from the Animated Series again. I better put this on the charger. That's my pet Yabby, Aggro. I've got 2 videos of him on my channel. Actually, no more than 2 actually. I used to have 3 Yabbies, but 2 of them died. One was eaten. Aggro ate the other Yabby. Well, Yabbies can be cannibalistic, so I should have known that was going to happen. So he's the last one left. This is what I got for my 19th birthday. I got a little Lego set: Joker, Batman, and Robin. Of course, that's just the minifigures. Spot a hyena with a chunk of zebra. A hamburger with pickles. I hate pickles. Joker as a hyena. What in the name of bad jokes? Is that a tail? I like that. Robin always on the sideline. Oh yeah, Robin's beside Batman. I think I intended that. I was pretty happy with this one. I really don't know how Joker would react to being a hyena. Being insane, he probably wouldn't mind it. Great white shark, semi-realistic. I don't draw sharks this good usually. I think I got the proportions correct. Yeah, I really like that one. It was pretty good. Budgie, 2 budgies, male and female. I've had budgies in my life. First there was Tweety and Missy. Then there was Pickles and Huey. And I think that's all the budgies I had. And I had 2 cockatiels too. Well, they passed away quickly. Well, after I got the other one. Saber-toothed tiger. Cartoon hyena sleeping. Aww, that's sad. There's a picture of a cartoon hyena I drew. You like this one? Like it, guys? Oh yeah, I made my own meme. We should take Jared Leto's Joker and push him off a cliff. It's just my opinion. I made my own memes. There's my cat buddy. Aww. That's my cat buddy. Oh, I see. Another hyena drawing I did. Mother humpback whale and her calf. I love humpback whales because I've actually been whale watching to see them. And we had this juvenile whale very close to our boat the whole time. What a spectacular experience. Okay, that one's a bit odd. This one was a good achievement. Two-faced man bat. I don't think he'd be able to flip a coin with his new wings. Who knows? Yeah, that one's pretty good. First attempt at doing Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Joker hyena again. There's a lot of Joker hyenas, and I actually think I have a folder with Joker hyenas. Yeah, pretty happy with that one. I am. I love the purple ears and the purple mane and purple spots, but dark purple technically. The colours just seem so fitting, and the green nose. That's my character for my story. There's me about to eat dinner when I was staying at a relative's house. There's a cute cartoon killer whale. I was pretty happy with that one. Hyena laughing. Sadly though, not many people have even really even given this picture many likes. What have we got here? Joker hyena attacking Batman. Oh, that's me in my Joker mask. Man bat again, but a different look. Cartoon hyena. It's pretty cute. Oh Christ. If you thought that Joker was badly mistreated in Joker Agony, this one is even worse. Joker has suffered a lot more abuse, suffers so much abuse in this story that he actually comes close to death. It's really sad, not for the faint-hearted. The birth of the Joker. Okay, I think I might stop now looking at my sketches. Ooh, I think we're gonna have fish and chips for dinner.
Is a legend, so I'm going to voice him.
That's a lot of views. And that's a lot of likes.
But I'll do my best. Hello, Gotham. Joker's back in town. Nice entrance. Either you've never heard of a door, or you just love playing class out of your shorts. Crazy enough to take on the Batman, but the RRS, no, thank you. Oh, I just love these new...
People really love my impression of the Batman animated series Joker, even though I'm a female. Quite, interesting, actually. This is usually a voice that only guys do.
Ziploc seals? We wouldn't want our little caged rodent to suffocate, so we'll just punch some nails. All right, Captain, give me the old heave-ho. Oh, dear.
Okay then, bye Cat GTZ. See what new stuff my subscribers have. Okay then. Can keep an eye on my support count. I'm gonna get some more supporters. He knows me. Chaos Retro Gaming knows me.
Where's Blazing Sky? Is he joining? Because, yo,
I'm here.
Heist. We gotta do a mission. Right? We need 4 people. Hello, Miss J.
He calls me that. I like how he calls me Miss J.
Hello, Miss J. If you don't know my 2 buddies that I'm playing with, go check out their channel. They're in the chat right now. Red Ninja Showtime and Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, thank you for... Oh, Blaze sent me to his nightclub. I think that's the place.
Yo, do you guys own facilities? What is that?
Yup. That is where you store your goods in.
Ow! Oh, stupid pimple. Oh.
But you'll have people online try to come in and try to destroy your stuff.
Really? They can just walk in?
Oh no, they can catch you while you going from point A to point B.
Oh, right.
I think Blaze in here, he just sent me in like Blaze 398.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah, is it that?
I don't know, I'm in a nightclub right now.
Nah, his game tag is Silver Flame Drago.
Oh, now I'm in the wrong place then.
Silver Flame Drago is his...
The only stuff I destroy are the Batman stuff.
Travis Kelsey's chat and Chaos's chat.
Thank you, Star Walking Nico.
The heist and whatnot. Just wait for Blaze.
Well, man, I'll go to my house now instead of one. I'll send you everybody. Alright. What up, Frank Thomas?
Oh man. Ah.
I don't really know how to do them, like set up them, but I'll try.
long as you got a high-end apartment.
Mrs. J.
Yeah, you guys do your thing and just, invite me up and I'll join.
Hey, Chaos, bro. It's not your car, bro. Be careful.
Yeah, what'd you say?
If that's not your car, be careful, man.
Oh.
Look issue.
Mm.
So you got a car and a truck.
Jack the car and a truck.
That laugh.
What is it? Bounties on you, so people come to you.
Yeah, I know, and that happens more often.
We have an imposter among
than love to do that. They do, and it's like, I'd rather one of my friends kill me and get the money than some random pecker.
Oh, right?
Joker. That laugh.
Hey, Sierra. I'm playing with Three Ninjas and Dustin Hoffman.
Sierra says
Dustin Hoffman. Yeah, right.
On that late night lurk.
oh my god, how do I stop dancing?
Draw's gone back.
This guy's in a nightclub because he's crunk.
And
He doesn't know what he's doing.
forget it.
It's been a good minute.
And
I
forget
got
it.
invited to a nightclub and it's a whole bunch of people here. I had to pay $100 to come in. So yeah, of course I'm gonna come in and dance, be drunk. Like my real self is right now. I'm drunk, but I ain't in no club right now. I'll be hearing some music.
Holy. Whoa. 505.
This nightclub.
Listen, Tony Prince again? The Tony Prince? You know me.
Oh,
Mason
so
9.
much
Nightclub Prince of
support.
Liberty City. Of course you know. Like I said, I need help.
Here we go. How about some more Joker fun?
Things have turned to shit in my life again. I was launching a brand, a franchise, but
Do
now I'm
you
dying.
breathe?
The deal fell through, and all the properties are
Do
up
you
for
breathe
sale.
fire, my friend?
For the love of all that is unholy and unpleasant and desperate and needy, buy one, and we will open up the best nightclub the West Coast has ever seen.
That's a no-no.
And we will launder more dirty cash than you thought possible. Foreclosures.mazebank.com.
Oh my goodness, why is... Alright. Did you just send an invite? No. Who was that?
Somebody named Nico.
Attention! We have a dragon in the chat.
What the butt is M2? Three Ninjas, you know how to do it or no?
What's up,
Oh, yeah.
squad?
Try to my house. Oh, I found it. Found
My
house.
cup is empty. I need to fill it.
If not, you gonna got a heist, you gotta call Mister about it. Replay a heist.
Lurking and jerking. You typing with one hand.
Oh Lord.
Sierra, I love your thinking. I love your thinking.
You can send the people that's in your party, and I think
Okay. I don't want to get annoying.
Blaze, we're waiting for you, bro.
What else we
Come on, we
got?
need to get that dough tonight. We need a fucking
Mm,
10 stacks.
okay, I should still in the same game.
Hmm. Oh, I know what I can watch. Oh, what's it called again? Rage quit, that's what it's called. Oh, this guy is hilarious when he rages. It's so funny. I'm rocking back and forth. Together as a gotta sling. Okay. Time for some funny rage.
This is the unfair platformer, not Doppler, made by Octomom. So that's what she's been up to. Sweet Sonic music. So we have Sunshine Mountain or Doom Mountain. I'm gonna fucking go this way because I'm sure I'll get my. Oh, never mind. I guess I'm not gonna go that way anyway. Fucking great. It's gonna be one of those. Walking on top of. Okay. Never mind. All right. She fell down a fucking hole. God damn it. Fucking son of a bitch. Over it. Look at this. Okay, so hop over that one. And fucking you fuck! Holy shit. Go under the fucking spikes and get the fucking checkpoint. Sit on the pole. Just get on top of the fucking flag. Just
Damn! Someone needs to wash his mouth, that would
throw
suit.
in her arms. I assume it's a her, by the way. Or it's a dude with very unkempt hair. Get a. Oh my god! Get a haircut! You dead bitch! Fine, did the same thing twice in a row! Jump over it this time. There we go. Nope, fucking walked into that one. Oh, they're gonna get me. Fuck, they got me. Oh, go, 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 go. Ah, shit! Asshole! Oh, shit! So,
Oh my
checkpoints.
gosh.
That's pretty good. There's some progress. Go, bitch. Okay. God!
Hey, it's the same music from Sonic.
Shut your mouth over there, Gavin. I can't get to the fucking thing. There's a fucking hole there! Oh, fuck. No!
Oh, jeez.
Oh, go, 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 go. There we go. Fucking.
I've never had such rage before.
I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. What happened to my body? Where am I going? I'm just disappearing. Who's gonna bury me? I'd like my corpse to be sent home to my family. I'm just fucking eviscerated. Look, I'm gone. I'm wiped out of existence.
This guy's funny.
Here we go. This is it.
I want to see him rage.
On this fucking block. On this block. Jump over there. You fucking idiot! You walked off! Here we go. This is it. Fucking holy hell, something. Okay, there's gonna be a fucking hole here somewhere that's going to fuck me. Nope, I did it. Suck my dick or vagina, depending on what fucking gender I am.
That's a bit inappropriate.
But I meant gender. Oh, that's great. That's a great fucking start to a level. How do I get over there? Oh, we're doing Mega Man shit now? Jumping on platforms? Great.
I still like watching Angry Video Game Nerd.
Oh, God.
He's funny
I'm
too.
scared. Not quite sure what
Actually, I want to watch Angry Video Game Nerd now.
Oh, nope, that'll happen. Just that. Fuck.
Oh my god. Okay, I've decided. Angry Video Game Nerd rants. Now, these are funny. This guy. I love this guy. Hope there's some people in the chat because I don't know
That's it.
who.
I'm done with this game. I'd rather press my face against the hippopotamus's butt while it muck spreads. That's when a hippo takes a shit. Rather than allowing the shit to drop from its anus, it presses its tail against its ass crack, waving it back.
What? Oh.
Treading the shit
Okay, that's a bit disgusting.
all over the place. That's as much fun as this game is, like putting a turd in a fan or a bandsaw. You just don't do it.
I have to quit the live stream now. It's been fun though. It's time to have dinner. Damn.